This video is sponsored by Christoph Ray for excellent poly horror games. Check the link in the description below for some of his works. Previously on Survive the Blackout. God, we're just doing good deeds left and right. We saw a man in a big traveler's hat. Nice. And so the journey continues. Welcome back to the Signal Fire, y'all. My name is Fire Knight, and welcome back to Survive the Blackout Season 3. I know, it's still strange that this is my third playthrough of this game. When we last left off our cast of miscreants, we managed to get to the city after having upon Frank's camp, and from what we've gathered, there's now a mob after us because of some total disconnect in Frank's camp. So far, health, stamina and morale are up, satiety is about normal, but we still have 6 food, 5 meds, 5 energy drinks, and 3, well, mood boosters according to the game. We're still in the city. I forget where we're heading to next, but with that being said, let's hit the road and see what happens. Let's do this. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, by the way. Okay, sudden barking brought us back from our thoughts. An overgrown dog ran towards us, his owner behind him. The animal looked like one of those breeds used to protect and fight. Pet the dog, wait for the owner to speak, or run away. Running away obviously is going to have some effect on our stamina. Pet the dog, let's wait for the owner before we try anything. We didn't look that suspicious to the man, so he warned us about a pack of stray dogs prowling around. Aren't you scared? Rob them or thank them. We're going to go ahead and just thank for the advice. Why not? The man appreciated our honesty, which became rare after the blackout. He moved on with his dog at his side. Let's go. So we had a small boost to morale from that, so that's not bad. This is one of those games I feel like, if you keep playing it, it may get old, but I figure with the roguelike elements thrown into there, it still stays interesting. I'm really hoping that the general consensus is, depending if we get the new character unlocked, depending on our ending, we'll get the 4th character and we can really get into the meat of it. This store seemed to be more run down than any other that we saw lately, with broken shelves and empty boxes scattered on the floor. We better take a look. Alright. Boop. Ba-doom. Nope. What the hell? No, I want to look at this. Hey, we got some food. Brilliant. Nothing. Nothing. And nothing. Okay. Well, we got food, which is more than we really need. I feel like if we get one more medicine, I'll be feeling really good. But some of the things here appeared utterly useless after the blackout. Sorry. Probably most of the better stuff was already taken anyway. Let's do this. We found a torn up, dusty backpack. It must have been here for a while. Some of its contents spilled on the road. There was also an awful stench coming from somewhere nearby. We could check up on the backpack. That might have it's going to look through our stamina. It's too dangerous to stop. That doesn't impact anything. Or check the surroundings. We should check. Everything dropped. Oh boy. We almost stepped on a rotting body hidden in thick underbrush. Great. Some vegetation around died, and we could see some exposed bones. The body was wearing camo, though it was soaked and dirty. But let's go ahead and have Jack do some stuff. In the camouflage pants of the dead man, Jack found a smelly diary. He didn't seem to be bothered by the stench. Yeah, let's go ahead and read it. The last entry we read was strange. They called me crazy. I knew this day would come and our world would collapse. I was ready for the apocalypse, but for becoming prey. It's all because of the blackout. We should stay away from other people. We can't help everyone, or let's go. Let's just go and say it's because of the blackout. An underdressed woman noticed us and waved giggling flirtatiously. This is new. What did she want from us? There wasn't anyone else nearby, and there was something off about her. Go on, leave it. What does she want? I feel like this is a trap if we go on, or we ask what she wants. We should just go ahead and leave. Not long after, 2 men come up to her. Even though they all flirted and laughed, there was something off about the men. They looked at her like predators on the hunt. Maybe she'd need help. Wait, it's not our place to be. Let's do the idealist approach. I mean, we have 2 idealists and a loner. The men didn't notice us. Soon they held her in a painful grasp, saying trash about her as if it was the best joke they heard in a long time. She kept a good front despite the pain. No woman should be treated like that. Yeah, let's do this. We stepped in, and it sufficed to make the men run away. The woman fiercely shouted at us. We deprived her of food and whatever they were going to pay her. Yeah, but they were treating her like that. I feel like we nerfed a little bit, but at the same time we did good. Thank you, Boris. We saved your life. It's your problem then. I feel like this is a catch-22. We could be like, we saved your life, or we could say it's your problem then. In this situation, we should just say we saved your life. She shook her head. There was no life left for her. She had no one and had no skills to survive. We better leave her here to die from starvation. Yeesh. Well, we tried our best. A girl was searching through her backpack. Even though all we could see was her back, we could tell she was rather young. Hey, or stalk her? We're not stalking her. Remember, we're going for the good ending. The girl immediately got up on her knees, grasping her backpack nervously, ready to run at any moment. She glanced at us angrily. Let's go ahead and do the Sanvi approach. You had it tough, didn't you? She nodded carefully, watching our actions, visibly more trustful towards Sanvi. She had it rough, but she survived. She seemed like she was prepared for anything. Do you have anything for trade? You seem troubled. Do you have any advice for us? Let's do the advice approach. She warned us. She encountered several bandits on her way here, and she advised us to be careful. We parted our ways, wishing Godspeed to each other. Okay. Something was off. We had an uneasy feeling we were being followed. Again, what is this place? Or did the Blackout play games with their minds? It's nothing. We should lie in wait. I feel like this is scripted, so we should probably lie in wait. Not long after we hit, a group of armed men appeared on the horizon. Our guts were right. Maybe they wouldn't notice us hide deeper inside the building. We heard the kid we met earlier screaming to someone, saying where we went. One of the bandits sighed and said that their boss wouldn't be happy they didn't find us. Go on. Where the boy are we? I think we did this last season, so let's just go ahead and say go on. We were so focused on getting out of this situation that we didn't look around much. The place reeked, but we couldn't stop to think what the stench was, trying to not to slip and break something. We're fortunate. We thanked whatever gods were looking over us that we were still alive. Questions circled in our heads, leaving us restless. Nevertheless, we hit the road, hoping for no more surprises. Just watching our health for a moment. We're okay. A man ran towards us with a small package in his arms. What was he into? Hide from him, try to stop him, or ignore him? I think we've run into this last season. Let's try and stop him. We tried stopping him, but to no avail. He evaded us swiftly, run after him. Whatever it was, let's go our way. If we do this, well, let's try. I've never done that before. We tried to catch him, but he ran as if the devil himself was after him. Okay, well, we tried. We weren't trying to rob him, we were just trying to see what that was all about. So let's go on. A sound like a terrified cat reached our ears, followed by some shouting. What was that? Sneak there, let's stay away from this. Oh, I remember this one. We found a group of scrawny-looking people trying to handle an enormous cat and push him into a cage. The terrified animal fought hard to break free. What are you doing? Or observe them? They might have something useful. We should just go ahead and intervene. As we approached, one of the men desperately stepped up and took a defensive position to separate us from the cat. It's our food, he barked. The other still struggled with the animal. Let's go and do the Boris approach. You better do as we say. Hey, morale went up for everybody. Boris distracted them enough for the cat to flee. That enraged the men. We will starve now. One of them screamed. There wasn't much food left in the area. Let's go ahead and offer him some food. The group was grateful for food. It would suffice for the kids. They asked for more. Let's do one. Okay, so we dropped that. Okay. We still have enough food for all three of us and then some. They charged at us hoping we had something to offer. They didn't seem too concerned with their safety. Shoot, let's go. We should have said no, but whatever. The road ahead was straight. A dangerous wasteland laid in front of us. If there's no other way, then off we go. I kind of regret a little bit offering them 2 food, considering they bum rushed us. But we still have enough for 5 meals, so that's at least 1 per each person, unless we can scrap something up. This area is going to get tough. We are closer to the light than ever, but a hostile wasteland lied ahead. The wasteland didn't seem approachable. Let's go. The first thing we heard was loud sobbing. A woman appeared in front of us, holding her unconscious kid in her arms. Check up on her. Is the kid all right? None of her business. Morale went down, but not too bad. The woman's grief hit us deep. No, he wasn't all right. A madman attacked them, and now her son was dying. We probably saw that man. We're not going to rob her. Nor I don't know about bringing help. We probably saw the man. She remained unfazed. Nothing could bring back her son. She just wanted to be left alone. So that was the man with the package. Okay. We came by another empty house. Parts of it have burnt down, possibly after the blackout, and the building was left to rot and decay. Let's stay out front. Check the backyard. We need to look. The door is barricaded from inside. There was something about this house, the bad kind of off. Let's look through the window. The dirty window made it difficult to see what was inside. It did move when we pushed, however, so it could come our way in. It did move when we pushed, however, so it could be our way in. There was a nasty smell in the air, though. Get inside the window, open the window, but only peek inside. Everything was covered in blood. There we go. Including smashed furniture. What monster could have done it? The stench was unbearable, so we had decided to leave. I think we came across this in the last season. What monster could have done this? This is why humans are dangerous. Yeah. A roof glimpsed behind tree crowns. It was quiet out there. Go to the house. Look around for human presence. We shouldn't go off track. We need to find food. I want to get at least one more food item. After we walked through a torn-down fence and a weeded front yard, we were at the door of the place. The place looked rather rugged and poor from the outside, and its interior told the same story. Look for some kitchen. In the kitchen, we saw an empty medicine package and a short note with shaky handwriting. I had to. I will burn in hell. There is nothing more in here, no useful resources whatsoever. Okay, well, we tried. We did our best. I mean, this is the wasteland. We started hearing a squeaking noise from somewhere further down the road, and were wondering what its source was. Soon after, a hunched silhouette pulling a cart appeared. We probably should see if we can get some food in exchange for booze. We went on minding our own business. As we got closer, the figure turned to us. Turned out to be an old lady. She soon started calling out to us, calling us sweeties and asking where we were heading. We have some spare time to talk to her. Let's go ahead and let her know we're heading for the light. There was something about that woman that triggered Jack's instinct. The lady was thrilled to receive attention. She babbled about her family, but also mentioned unsavory characters on the road. Let's just wait for her to spill it. I mean, we don't have much to lose. She couldn't resist. Agitated, she told us about a scary man whom she passed on the road. He gave her only a cursory look and mumbled that she wasn't them. Yeah, what? She couldn't tell us more. Oh, we lost some health with Boris. And she didn't really care. She seemed pleased that she managed to unnerve us. It was also clear that she wouldn't share anything more with us. We moved on. We better go on. We moved on, leaving the old woman behind. What an encounter it was. Strange, unnerving, unhinging. And then some. Welcome to the wasteland, y'all. And you can still see the light up here. As we walked through some small towns, some thugs approached us from a side alley. They surrounded us and ordered us to give them what we had. Fight with a bigger group. We should surrender, maybe talk this through. Break through by fighting with a smaller group. Let's go and fight the bigger group. We attacked the stronger group, but then the rest of the bandits attacked us from behind, kicked, beaten. We wondered if we'd make it alive. In the end, they left us alone. So we still didn't lose anything. We have to be strong. We have to be wiser in the future. Let's leave while we can. Yeah. We should probably stop to eat. No, we got a few more instances before we can eat. Smoke was slowly rising from a mansion before us, the last remnant of fire that must have flickered below. What shall we do? We need to look. As we walked to the source of smoke, we saw that the fire died out already. A huge part of the main building and front garden were burnt. Let's look around. Let's search it carefully. It's too dangerous. We need to look. As we went through the ground floor, we heard the house creaked out with our every step. Its foundation barely stood after the fire. It looked as it wasn't safe here. Go on. Is it a garden? Wander around. Let's do the garden, actually. I think we did the kitchen last time. We noticed that some mansion walls have already collapsed, and the rest of the building didn't seem to be holding in one piece. The place was too dangerous to comb through. Look closer. What is this? There's nothing interesting here. You know what? Let's do what's this. In one corner of the garden, we noticed a short note. Leave the house as soon as we can. The bandits will come for revenge. How can they defend such a house? Retreat was the wisest thing to do. At least they were warned. Let's go. Yeah, let's retreat. There's not much else we can do. A large boring sign indicated that we were approaching a logistics hub. A boring sign. Does that mean like it's dull or that it was bored into place? Soon we saw abandoned trucks in the parking lot and gigantic warehouses, hopefully filled with valuable items. Let's check the trucks. Notice the trucks were emptied. Pallets covered the ground along with discarded packaging. On the other side of the parking, we saw some untouched boxes on the back of a trailer. Let's check the boxes, actually. Absolute bugger all. Someone picked through the first few boxes, leaving everything else untouched. Most of the truck was overgrown with thick mold, feeding off of thawed pizzas and microwave dinners. Let's keep searching. As we did, all we did was lose time. The place was swept clean. Damn it. I just want one more meal. We get one more bit of food. I think that should carry us to the end of the game. Maybe. The heat made the road in the distance look like a mirror, and we could barely walk on the hot asphalt. The summer was almost over, but it was too hot even for the summer. We should look for a better path. That's going to drop our stamina, but we do have energy drinks, so I don't feel too bad. Let's find a place to wait it through. We wait. Nothing's going to happen. Let's look for a better path. With some effort, we managed to find a path that allowed us to stay in the shade. Our trek became a bit easier, but it was still exhausting. What is this? Let's look for some water. What's this? Let's look for some water. We were fortunate enough to find a spring. The water was clear and seemed okay to drink. Boil it. Yeah, let's boil it. Hey! Okay, so we got some stamina. We lost a little bit of satiety. We hoped that boiling the water would kill off most of the harmful bacteria. Waiting for it to cool down, we sat under a patch of trees and relaxed, refreshed. We were ready to move on. We'll probably go one more instance. Oh, hell. Yeah, we'll stop at camp after this. Bee vest? What? Looks like an animal. A group of armed men ambushed us. There wasn't much cover, so running away wasn't an option. Fight with them, snatch their guns, surrender. Boris is going to lose some health. We fight with them, we're going to lose that. Surrender, we're screwed. Let's go for the gun snatch. That hurts. Soon they put us to our knees. We were in grave danger. Beg, try to break away, save our breaths. Let's try to break away. A quick blow sent us down, and soon they could bathe in their cruelty. It was difficult to bear. At least our belongings were intact. Let's go. Okay. That was... Oh, hello. We spotted an abandoned cottage surrounded by a dried-up garden. It was peaceful and quiet. What shall we do? Sanvi, can you check? Why? Let's go with the Boris. Actually, we should... Boris... Cottage seemed peaceful. It looked as if this had been left a long time ago. We need to search. Boom. No, we've already seen that. Yes. We got one food. That's good enough for me. I think this should carry us to the end game. As we moved on, the cottage stood there like a silent monument of the past and its past inhabitants. Let's... perfect solitary life. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to check something real quick. Yep, we're still good. Actually, hang on. Move this just a wee bit. There we go. Fix my camera. Okay, let's go to another instance and then we'll eat. Then we should move on after that. Boris is okay. I mean, we could sleep it off. You know what? Actually, let's do another instance, then we'll sleep, then we'll eat. A wind farm appeared in the distance. It looked menacing with all the turbines motionless, dead. The one close to us was missing a blade. Oh, I know this one. Actually, let's get closer. After a long walk, we got to the turbines. Something was creaking in a way that made our bones shiver. Underneath them, we found small bones and feathers. It was a bird graveyard. Check the wing that fell. The blade must have come loose due to lack of maintenance. For some reason, its base bore scorch marks. Let's go. Okay, let's sleep to get our stamina back up, and then we'll eat. So I think we're going to do a long sleep. It's going to drop our satiety. That's fine. They're going to complain. Let's go ahead and give some food. We needed to anyway, so... And then Sanvi. Okay, so, yep, our satiety... Wow, Sanvi, you're a glutton. Alright, well, I mean, I guess our satiety was lower than the others. Ah, hell. As we walked by an abandoned petrol station, we heard a gunshot. Then a bullet ricocheted off the wall over our heads. What shall we do? Drop to the ground. We have to hide quick behind the... I think this was a scripted one. Yeah, let's do this. We made a run for it. It heard one more gunshot. Fortunately, no one was harmed. We managed to run away. Quick, let's get away from the station. Who was that? Why he shot at us? Probably because he's part of the mob, dude. On our way, we spotted a rustic house untouched by the Blackout. The half-open door looked as if the house was left in a hurry. The family's car still stood on the driveway. Once again, we have to look. Long-forgotten student handbooks. Hardly any university will still be open now. Maybe when we finally get from our knees after the blackout, we'll go back to science. Or will we? Alright, cool. We got more food. I'll take it. It's a win. The road stretched out into the horizon, calling us to take up the journey. We considered looking around before moving on. Let's decide. Boris, do you want to suggest something? Or Sanvi, what's your best option? Well, I mean... Sanvi... Boris. I mean, I feel like Jack would have the better eye for detail, but let's go ahead and do Boris. The road stretches out into the horizon, calling to take the journey. Okay, we might want to look around. What should we do? Go as far as possible, as fast as possible. We should look around. We should march and conserve our strength. Let's go ahead and look around first. We went off the main road and headed towards the shadowy shapes in the fog. We ended up in a boggy terrain that soon had us longing for an even, dry, and stable asphalt road. Let's hope we can avoid threats, or we should have taken the easier path. Well, we should have, but it's too late now. Recent happenings had made us uneasy. We were passing by a house that looked untouched by the blackout. Its doors were wide open. This area was scarcely populated. Could we find some resources? We have to. We have to. Oh, hell, this one. Okay, this is what I was expecting. I figured this was scripted, but it could be RNG. Must have been scripted. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. It's been a full week, and I'm still trying to process some things that went on. We approached the house, and not expecting anyone. As we crossed the threshold, we started feeling uneasy. When we entered the living room, we realized that what was wrong. Death. So much death, we froze. We did come across this in the last season. Let's go ahead and go with Jack. What's that? Jack kept his cool and investigated the place, ignoring the writing on the wall and promised us death and bodies. Yeah, let's go and let Jack roam a little bit more. Maybe we'll find something. Not really. Jack stopped and moved quickly to the window where he saw a tall silhouette moving away from the house. Excuse me. He couldn't figure out who it was, but we had a feeling it was the murderer. Chase them or don't put yourself on the line. We're not going to put ourselves on the line. The silhouette soon disappeared from our sight. We slowly crawled out of the damned house. We've had enough of this hell. And then some. The road ahead was completely blocked by a thick old tree. It probably fell sometime after the blackout. No one was left to take care of such things. Go back, go on. Jack, what you got? Jack advised us to be careful, and he was right. Thanks to him, the bandits attacked and surprised us. We just fled just in time. Awesome. This is why it helps to have a pack of different characters. Why we have the idealist, of course, yeah, but the fact we have a loner is good. During our journey, we found a store. It looked like a typical small city store that covered most of the goods such a place we would need, from alcohol to cosmetics. We need to search. Oh boy. Medicine, good. Nothing. Yes. Crowbar. And we out. At least we got some medicine. I'll take the win on that. We have food for one more instance for all three characters. A murder of crows was circling nearby, their screeching loud enough to annoy us. Let's see what's underneath them. We should move. We should check. We found a body of a young man with a gunshot wound in its head. Great. The ground around was covered in hoof prints, but we didn't see a horse. Yeah, let's search. The body must have been searched already. Any belongings this man could have had were already taken away. Crows were audibly upset, and we were keeping them away from their next meal. Well. We saw a pile of rubbish at the side of the road with some tracks around it. We could check the traces, or we better leave it. I feel like if we check it, that's going to cause a QTE. Let's just walk away. The wind was howling above the pile as we left. There wasn't a living soul around, and the trash looked like a collection of dreams broken by blackout, slowly decaying in the middle of nowhere. So creepy. Well, it is. Distant gunshots stopped us in our tracks. Should we check on what's happening or move on? It's not our business. Let's just try to avoid it. We need to check it out. Yeah, let's do it. Screw it. The sounds of gunshots intensified as we climbed a hill and saw a bunch of buildings at the base. Below us, two groups of survivors were fighting. What should we do? Let's wait to see how the situation resolves. It's going to lose. Okay, so Boris' satiety is going to drop. Everyone's morale is going to drop. Okay, so it's damned if we do. Let's let them know they're here. Maybe one of the groups will back away. Sure. Our sudden appearance startled the attackers. They stopped fighting and ran away. It seems we saved another group of survivors from an ambush. The would-be victims waved us to come closer. Yeah, why not? Okay, and then we need to stop and eat because Boris is dangerously low. Ahead of us was a house and a dirty-looking kid sitting outside sobbing. Someone called from inside. Didn't we see this in a couple episodes ago? But he didn't move, only shrug. Come close to the kid and talk to him. The kid stared at something in the distance as if we weren't there. He was bruised and even younger than we thought at first. Talk to them kindly. Wait for him to speak. Make him talk. Yeah, let's talk to him kindly. The kid stared at us silently for a while. When he finally spoke up, he revealed that his dad was mad at him today because he ate the last can of soup, but he was hungry. Yeah, I feel like we have run into this already. I know I've seen this in every other season. The kid was horrified when we walked inside the house. The wife, her eyes black and swollen, stared at us in fear. Daddy, quote-unquote, that's disgusting, sat on the couch staring at the dead TV. Try and talk to the wife, threaten the guys who will face reality. It's no use. Well, let's try and talk to the wife. The wife didn't want to hear anything we wanted to say about the kid. We were intruders here, and she prayed that her husband would ignore our presence. Let's leave. Okay. As we left, the little kid observed us from one of the windows looking hopeless and scared. His life had to be horrible. This will show them how life really is. Blackout only brought what was already wrong. Why did the kids have to suffer so much? Okay, we gotta set up camp. Or not. Oh, okay. Shoot. The monotony of the road made us lose focus and let our minds drift. A shot right over our heads? Brought us back to reality immediately. We only had one place to run, a small ruined house. Okay, this is scripted. Run to the ruins or drop to the ground. Let's drop to the ground. They laughed, approaching us. Their leader seemed unhinged. As for the others, they were just indifferent. It was their job. The madman spoke. You don't remember me, do you? Sanvi? Do it. We recognized him. Yep. It was Frank, the leader of the refugee camp. Sanvi tried talking to him, but he interrupted her with a slap to the face. He hissed that she didn't get how he felt. We all lost someone. Sanvi, you don't know me either. Sanvi looked at him straight in the eyes, and something about her made Frank back down a little. He hesitated and said that his wife was in a rock was his rock in this post-blackout nightmare. Your wife would hate you for this, yeah? He was shocked, but his surprise turned to fury almost immediately. Even a mention of her name made him mad. His rage blinded him, and he opened himself to sucker punch. Sadly, he wasn't alone. No! Drifting off, we heard another gunshot. Frank fell. If only our saviors came a little faster. Were there our saviors? What will happen to us? Okay, that was script. Okay, well, the mountain. We have to eat. Okay. Weird. We have to stop after this and get food. We came to after receiving a series of slaps tightly tied up. Somehow we survived the encounter with Frank, but now another group of not-so-friendly people want to know why he wanted us dead. Tell them our story. Who are you? It's none of their business. I mean, who are you, for one thing? They were at the patrol. Great. Making sure that the hamlet under the light was safe. They were eager to know why they found us next to Frank. Wait for the right moment. We are not a threat. Well, Jack, we're not a threat. The leader acknowledged that. The patrol wasn't sure whether to let us approach the mountain. Would we fit there? Jack noticed that the group was probably a military outfit not so long ago. Fit there? Jack? Yeah, we're just regular folk. Jack decided to play a wild card. As they untied us, he pointed out that they had much better equipment than anyone we've met so far. It worked. They asked if we were up for a task. What help do you need? Sorry, but we're not interested. What help do you need? The leader mentioned the lost sheep. Once again, for those of y'all that are just joining me on Survive the Blackout, there are some translation issues. This Baby Bison Games is originally from Sweden, so there may be a few things hither and thither that had to return to the flock. She was in the mountains, but they couldn't find her. They also had to deal with Frank and the soldiers in the area. We will find her. The leader was happy to hear that. The girl was his sister, a well-trained outdoors woman, but he was worried. She left because she was scared of Frank, and now it was time for her to come back. What do we need to know? The leader described his sister. Getting to her would be difficult, but if she was willing to go back, then maybe going back would be beneficial for us. Let's go. Okay, now we have to eat. Boris is very in rough shape. Others are in pretty decent shape. Okay, let me check something real quick. Yeah, we'll play a little bit longer. Okay, so we still have 3 health or 3 food left. We can easily do this. We heard a family guy berating his family from quite a distance. He didn't seem to mind if anyone else heard him. It can't be helped. It's not our problem. Sanvi? Sanvi just said the woman should have taken the kids away even before the blackout happened. She wondered what stopped her. The shouting was cut short. Let's go there. We shouldn't meddle in this. We need to look. Both the kids stood outside, older daughter hugging her brother. Black-eyed wife with a bloody knife went out to them on the porch. The daughter hissed, I told you to stay away. Didn't we just run into this back in the wasteland? Make sure the kids are safe. The wife seemed resolved to go on alone with her children. She ordered them to gather their things as they were moving away. Well, at least that was a positive. Different instance, I guess? As we hiked up the mountain, we reached the end of our path. A steep wall blocked our way. It seemed that we could climb it, but it didn't seem safe. Well, we got the rope. With the rope, the climb was much safer. We didn't stress so much as we knew it would stop our fall. Let's keep going at a steady pace. Okay, so we do that, we'll lose stamina. Or Sanvi would just lose stamina. Even though the wind hampered us while we dangled on the rope, we managed to climb up the cliff safely. Or finally. Let's go. Sweet. We wandered up the hill consumed by thoughts. The view ahead was breathtaking, but we felt uneasy about the task we received from patrol. Let's stop for a moment and enjoy the view. I mean, we don't get many opportunities to do this. The tranquility of the mountain rejuvenated us. We had a goal, but maybe we could wait a little bit longer. Maybe we were doing something good. Was it a good idea to meddle in all this? Maybe we are. I don't know. We hoped that there wasn't malicious intent behind the patrol's task. We saw so much evil on the road. Did all those encounters break us? We'll worry about that later. This job might be challenging. Boris, what are your thoughts? Boris wondered how much of his old self remained in him. He used to have ideals, and there were lines he wouldn't cross. Now it seemed as if protecting the group was all he cared about. Let's go. We climbed higher, hoping that this way would get faster to the light. Amidst a beautiful forest, we saw it could be a mistake. A mud flow through here recently, try saying that 5 times fast, made the place boggy. Let's use the rope to secure each other. It was hard, tiresome. Thanks to the rope, which we tied around ourselves, every time someone slipped, we could pull them out of the mud. We crossed this nature's trap safe. Now, I think in the last season, we didn't actually have rope, and I think we ran into some trouble. Let's go on. We were crossing a very narrow passage when suddenly 2 people stepped in our way. They threatened us to give us some supplies. We will defend ourselves. Run away. Let's defend ourselves. As we prepared to fight, we noticed there was something odd here. There are only 2 of them. Let's fight. We don't have a knife, though. Let's go and do the Boris approach. 2 more bandits appeared behind us. We were surrounded. Run, surrender, throw ourselves at them. We run. They chased us for a while, but gave up eventually. Again? We walked up the mountain when we heard some noise. Suddenly an armed group of 5 surrounded us. They weren't going to harm us on the condition we give them our supplies. Let's attack. We attacked them before they could retaliate. We fought with all our strength and determination. Boris. That hurt. Okay, so he's wounded. We'll stop at camp and then do some stamina upkeep. Boris threw himself at the leader, throwing the man off the ledge. Only that when the bandits dispersed, we noticed Boris fell down as well. Let's look for him. We moved down the hill. Limping Boris met us halfway. We have to heal him. We patched up Boris and moved on. I owe you one. Okay. So let's stop here. Do some stamina upkeep, and then we'll worry about satiety later. I mean, we got 4 energy drinks. I think as long as we keep 1, we should be okay. Remember, when we lose all of our anything, satiety, stamina, morale, health, we die. So we have to keep upkeep on this. And then Sanvi. I think with them, we could probably go another 3 instances before we have to stop and eat. But I really could use more food in here. The weather in the mountains was often treacherous. For now, it was calm. Maybe we should use the favorable conditions and rest a bit. Yeah, let's look for a good spot. A clearing we found was small, just large enough to set a small fire or rest for a short moment. From this spot, we had a good view of the light. Rest, but don't waste too much time. Yeah, set camp. And then promptly hit the road again. Okay, Boris is better. That's good news for us. Another one? We decided to cross a river on foot. It soon came out that it was deeper and its current was much stronger than we thought. It snatched us from our legs as we drifted down the stream. Grab something, swim to the shore. Swim. The current is strong here. We couldn't fight the strong current and the river carried us away. Not everyone was left unharmed. Shoot. Ah, damn it. They're both sick. All of them are sick. What's this, though? Hang on. Decreasing stamina. Ah, hell. As we hiked up the hill, we found an old building, probably a kind of mountain shelter. Its doors were breached. I think we should sleep after this and then eat. That should heal up the sickness. Its doors were breached. Through broken windows, we could judge it had been abandoned a long time ago. Let's check inside. The place was wrecked, trash and debris all over the floor. We could have sworn we saw movement in the corridor. It was just our imagination. Let's go. On our way in, two tired men appeared out of nowhere. Despite trembling with desperation, they managed to ask us to leave them and this place. Let's go ahead and leave then. Okay, so let's sleep this one off, and then eat, and then we'll be completely out of resources. But this will help us out. Let's go and do a short nap. Okay, so our sickness is gone. And then let's go ahead and eat. And that just completely depletes all of our resources. Which I'm not too thrilled about. This should actually put us all in the green. The problem is we're not going to have any food to trade. It should something pop up. But we are getting closer to the end game. In fact, we might even finish this tonight. It was a tough climb. We decided to take refuge in a cave we were passing by. Its inside was full of trash, but not all of it was old. Was someone still camping here? Wait here. A broken, dirty man in rags came to us asking to leave them be. We didn't want any trouble. Is that your stuff? Let's just leave him be. How is Sanbi still hungry? We left. The man looked after us with a terrified, exhausted gaze as if he was about to fall into pieces. The blackout must have been hard on him. Use one more food. Okay, here's what I think we were looking for. We found a cave hidden behind a thick bush. Footprints on the ground and some garbage scattered around clearly pointed to it being inhabited, most probably by a human. Let's go inside. Footprints led deeper into the cave. We found a pile of garbage in a corner, some discarded bandages and empty cans. Was the girl we were looking for living here? Look for the girl. She lay there on a makeshift mattress, bandages wrapped around her arm and knee. Barely able to stand up, she was furious about our intrusion. She screamed that that she wouldn't go back. I can talk. What happened to you? She ran and fell, then fell again, but it was still better than her previous life. She hated the lies and pretending that her brother was righteous and the light was a good thing. Wait, the light is a lie? During her time in the hamlet, not one person came back. The only people getting in and out was the sage and his bodyguards. How do you know that? She didn't have any proof, but gossip said that only the worthy could step into the light. This and the fact that no one came back made it seem like something about the light was off. We don't care about you or the patrol. We will do it your way, or you have to come back with us. Yeah, let's do it her way. We promised not to turn her in. In exchange, she gave us a ring, which should be enough to convince her brother she was gone. Let's go. On our way up, we had to cross a wooden bridge. It didn't look safe, but there wasn't any other way. Would have to go far, far back to look for another way. We should try it anyway. Follow me, go back. We have to try. We glimpsed at the bridge. Would it endure our weight? Move through it all at once? Well, it should be okay. Walk through it one at a time. Slowly, we got to the other side with the bridge dangerously creaking. We're fortunate. The rain caught us at the worst possible moment. The narrow path soon became slippery, and we couldn't even hide under scarce trees. There was no option to set up camp here. Clench our teeth and move on. Get off the path and look for cover. Maybe we could hide under a tent anyway. In a hurry, we took a tent canvas and covered ourselves. Sorry, I was looking at the options. It helped for a short moment, but it wasn't stretched properly. It soon started to soak in water lake inside. Take medicine. We can't get sick now. We couldn't afford to be ill now. Okay, so we only lost one, and we hoped that the medicine would protect us from this cold weather. We waited for several hours for the rain to stop. Someone was calling out to us from down the road. The patrol found us to check whether we made any progress on the... That was quick. Well, how to put this? We handed the ring to the leader, who turned pale, then almost took a swing at us, giving up at the last moment. His men were silent. They just picked their backpacks up and left. Okay, Jack, there were soldiers. Jack's bluff worked. Brilliant. One of them mentioned the smoke coming from the military camp for several days now, and said the marauders would be close. They thanked us for the information and moved out. You promised us help. Well, they did. The leader waved at us and pointed to the trail we should take. It wasn't the same as the escort they promised, but at least they didn't harm us. This is true. Let's do this. Oh, we're now enraged. Ah, hell. As we walked up the trail, we heard a loud noise that we were getting closer. We stopped to look around, and then we saw it. It was a stone avalanche. Hide behind something, run faster to dodge it. Run fast. Yep. We hid behind a huge and sturdy rock. Avalanche hit hard, but we were safe under cover. What is this? Increasing stamina. I'll take that win. Our path led through vast rocky rubble, probably brought here by an avalanche. It wasn't going to be an easy way. The rocks didn't look very stable. It was the only way through this ravine. Jack, walk carefully and safeguard each other. We took a little bit of damage. We got up the rocks sticking close to each other, suddenly rocks rolling out from under our feet, and Jack was losing his balance. Hold Jack to keep up. We tried to help Jack, but then we lost balance and fell, grabbing a ledge next to Jack. We were on the verge of painfully sliding down the mountain slope. Loose the grip. Don't let Jack go. We gotta keep everyone together. We struggled to keep ourselves alive. We slid down with the moving rocks. Finally, rocks stopped moving, and we could slowly move away from the place. We did it. We survived the rock slide. Nice. We walked through the forest. Distracted by its peaceful beauty, we got lost. Go back using our traces. Split off and look for our path. It has to be nearby. Yeah, let's go the Boris approach. The search took us some time. We looked for any significant detail that would lead us to find our trail again. When we were supposed to meet again at the agreed hour, Boris didn't come back. We should wait. We have to look. We need to wait. We moved on, preparing ourselves to never see Boris again. We weren't proud of ourselves to leave one of us behind, but then we saw a silhouette limping towards us. It was Boris. Yes! The path in front of us collapsed. We could either go forward through the deep hollow, use a narrow path that remained at the side of the steep slope, or backtrack to the last few hours of the trek. The narrow path looks promising. Let's go back. We have to do this. We walked one by one, keeping close to the wall, and with each step closer to the other side of the hollow. Suddenly, a part of the wall behind us collapsed, almost bringing one of us down with it. Boris, we can do this. We're almost there. We followed the path soon. Another part of it collapsed, taking down Boris. There was still some hope for Boris, who was barely held onto the ledge. Help? Yeah, let's help. We tried to pull Boris up, but we lost the grip. Boris slid down the hollow. No! Damn it. Okay, he's still alive. We're okay. We finally arrived at the hamlet, a road running among sloppy shacks set up next to the pre-Blackout village, ended at a gate. Beyond it lay the final path to the light. There's a group of people here. What's that man doing? Go straight to the gate. A woman is crying. Let's talk to the group of people. Some tried taking care of the wounded. Others just sat there defeated. We could hear people sobbing. We didn't expect to see that here. What happened to you? Ignore them. Jack, what do you got? Jack overheard bits that made him uneasy. The light rejected them, and they were desperate enough to storm the gate against better judgment. Why were you rejected? Let's listen in. Someone cried. There were bodies riddled with bullets on the ground. Oh god. Armed people approached the survivors, grabbed the loud rioter. The rest of the group scattered. We reached the other side of the hamlet, and we were approaching the first gate. Out of nowhere, a plump doorman appeared, walking straight up to us. Who are you? Avoid him. Take a defensive stance. Well, who are you? He claimed he was a simple doorman, but everything about him said otherwise. His work was to decide who was worthy of proceeding to the light, then let us in or turn back. Let us in. The doorman looked at us and laughed like a creep. He told us to follow him, and we started climbing a hill escorted by his henchmen. The final gate leading us to the light was in front of us. Here we go. We trekked on the hillside towards the gate to the light. From our perspective, the gateway was menacing. You better pray to your gods, there won't be time later, the doorman said. Stay silent. No walk, just walk, no overthinking. Yeah, stay silent. We were deep in our thoughts, going through what happened along the way. This was challenging and exhausting, but we endured. The world didn't change much. Yeah, I'm feeling on that, Jack. For Jack, the post-Blackout world was very similar to war zones he visited. Courage and cowardice, heroism and villainy. The best and worst features of humanity were revealed during a crisis. We're almost there. We finally climbed up to the gate. The light awaited us beyond massive walls that resembled a prison. Lovely. The sage stood in front of us, surrounded by staunch henchmen. Wait for his reaction? Yeah, let's wait. There were spots of dried blood and drag marks on the ground. The sage gestured us to approach him. Go to him or don't move. Yeah, let's do it. The sage was a fatherly figure, and he was smiling at us as if we were long-gone children. There was something disturbing about him. Wait for him to speak, let's be polite. The sage was smiling mysteriously and said that he knew us. He assessed us and was about to tell us what his judgment of us was. The light is so close. Okay, I judged your skills and your deeds. I judged your attitude and beliefs. I judged you for the things you wanted to hide. Stay silent, or how do you know all that? Well, stay silent. I judged you, and you passed the trial of post-Blackout life. Let's go. May the light guide you in your future. The sage said, what? Achievement unlocked, epilogue, the light. Uh-oh. We made it. We were alive and kicking despite adversities and dangers we lived through. The sage shouted, open the gate, and started moving slowly, inch by inch. We couldn't see the hands moving it, but we could hear machinery, something unique and bizarre in this day and age. The light dazzled us, but somehow didn't blind the sage. We stepped into it and let it engulf us. What happened later exceeded our expectations. The end of the journey. You win. Okay, so we buried the dead girls. We managed to wake up the dog's owner. We helped the woman. We saw a group execute someone. We tried to help the wounded deer. We helped the woman and her sick son. We killed the wife killed the drunk father to protect her kids. We stepped into the light. That's it? So what was in the light? Okay, well then. That's a little disappointing. So that's the end of Season 3 of Survive the Blackout. And that was not the ending I was expecting. I feel like in Season 2 we had a little more closure. But this is, I don't know. There's something about this ending that just kind of, I wouldn't say irks me. Unless, like, the light really, like, killed us or something like that, or we become reborn and we start back at the beginning. I mean, kind of like the end of the Dark Tower saga. Spoiler alert. Honestly, I don't think there's going to be a Season 4. That kind of sucks, though. Because I really wanted to get the 4th character unlocked so we can actually move forward, but I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed this. I really did. I like the RNG elements. I like the roguelike elements. I love the scripting. I love the choose your own adventure aspects of it. But the ending bothered me. The good ending. But if you guys want to see Season 4, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I think we're just going to kind of let this one go the way of the dodo. But of course, like I said, let me know your thoughts and feelings, what worked for you, what didn't work for you. I read every comment and I try to reply to every comment. And hey, while you're at it, if you like this type of game, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Either way, it lets me know what works and what doesn't work for the project. As always, a big thank you to Christoph Frey for being a sponsor of the Signal Fire project. Yes, I will actually say that now that we're coming to the end of this season, as well as possibly this series. So if you like excellent low poly horror games with an emphasis on character development, ambience, fear factor, all of that stuff. Sorry, I'm completely brain shot after this. Links in the description below. Guarantee you he won't let you down. And of course, a big, big, big thank you once again to Baby Bison Games for letting me play this game and for the gift of this. It was a very interesting journey, and I definitely enjoyed it up until that ending. So that being said, before I call tonight, if you like the Signal Fire project and you want to find out more, I do have a Twitter page as well as a public Discord channel, and links to both those are in the description below, as well as a link to my temporarily defunct Twitch page. And hey, this would not be possible without the help of my incredibly attractive patrons, so you'll see their names fly by. If you want to do a little bit more for the project, of course, likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, those help more than you know. But if you do have some money you feel like donating and it's not to a proper cause, I do have a Patreon where for as little as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive content such as the patron-only section of my Discord, as well as patron-exclusive uploads. And I am doing patron requests. I got a good one coming out in a couple days. And just know that all proceeds go towards getting me a new computer and then better equipment, so I can in turn give y'all a better experience. So of course, a big thank you again to my patrons. My gratitude knows no bounds. So otherwise, with that being said, I hope y'all have a fantastic night. And always remember, keep your fires burning.